Okay, this is about the scam demic. This is about the scam-demic of Christian drugs. Okay, the Christian drug is you, if you're a man, must get married to a woman. You must. It is a Christian drug. You must be married to a woman. This just comes up today because somebody on my feed who's, you know, um, pretty obvious that they're like, light in the loafers, in other words, gay. And then I start seeing in the post today, like, the reason that I'm gay is because I wasn't man enough. And so I had to have another man to be my man because I wasn't good enough. I have huge issues with people who, um, I guess you know yourself best. If that's what you feel is the reason why you've been dating men for, I don't know how long they've been dating men, but they have been. Because it's just like a Christian drug, the Christian drug. It was like way back to Anita Bryant in like 1979. She was on all the Florida orange juice commercials across North America. Anita Bryant. She was a very minor singer, and this was her other gig. And everyone likes Florida orange juice, but Anita Bryant really had a hate on for gay men. She hated them. And she spent all of her money and her popularity on throwing shit bombs at gay people. Anita Bryant. And the reason was because it was either against nature or it was against the Christian Bible. So these Christian drugs are still fucking with people. Seriously, dude, if you're dating guys, there's nothing wrong with dating guys. And if you start feeling like you've made a mistake, and your personality to me, and let me tell you, I have met a hell of a lot of gays, and you come across as gay. And if you're thinking somehow that you're going to change into a heterosexual, I want to know why. Because you are inundated to this day with the Christian drug. Monogamy, men and women get married to one another. Man to woman, woman to man, and that's it. This is a Christian drug. And you have to realize that this particular thought form is only a thought form. And don't let thought forms control your life, and don't let Christian Bibles or Anita Bryant control your life. And, this was a huge issue, and here it's cropped up again, because the Christians were wanting homosexuals to go through conversion therapy because they felt it was a sickness. And I want to tell you, the hatred that Anita Bryant spewed onto gays has nothing to do with Jesus and everything to do with this Christian drug. This Christian drug leads to suicides among young people because young people know in their heart that they're gay, and then they have horrible, horrible, horrible attacks through humans, people that are very homophobic in your life, and the thought forms themselves are right out here floating around in our consciousness space. So if you start getting depressed because of all of your sexual orientation issues, it's not your energy. Your energy is love, and you're free to love who you wish to. And if you feel drawn, then you feel drawn. But having somebody else label it as wrong, and you're wrong, even though this is what you feel, and then they start giving you reasons why you might feel this way, you're being gaslighted. Gaslighting is when people tell you a lie and they want you to believe it. Why did they tell you lies? Well, in this case, it's cultural. It's cult. A cult. This horrible Christian drug cult. Culture. Culture. That's where the word comes from. It's a cult. And their thinking is, it's not conducive to people who are different. So you need to be aware of this thought forms. They've been going around a long time, and they led to the great persecution and hatred of gay people. In Canada, where I live, up until 1965, it was illegal to have gay relations. Illegal. In other words, criminal code violation. Serious business. And then it took a long time after that law was removed, took a long time before all of the culture in Canada disappeared, the homophobic, horrible homophobic culture. And we still have these remnants of it popping up here and there. So if you're questioning, I really want you to question, because the dominant cultural influences keep rearing their heads in their old-fashioned Victorian England. And we have to make sure that you're not being persecuted for being who you actually are by some negative bitch. Negative bitch psychiatrist or negative bitch homophobic twat. Somebody wants to know why I get called them a bitch, not a bastard. I'm not going to cock off about bastards right now. I'm going to continually remind you there's male bitches and female bitches. And the reason they're after you and telling you homophobic stories that you need to change is because they can see your light and they're really not feeling very good about their own light, so they're projecting their shadow traits onto you. And as a minority person, you know, gay people often are the butt of other people's jokes when they want to deflect away from their own inadequacies. So you got to know your gay culture, because it is a bit of a cult in some ways. And then again, maybe you're just sick of dating men because they're all assholes. I got news for you. The calibrated level of the collective consciousness of humanity is still shitty. It's in the 207 range on the scale of human consciousness. You go look it up. It's barely into the range of positivity. Barely. And there's a lot of shitty people on planet Earth. How shitty? Well, in like 2007, I think it was, when Dr. David R. Hawkins did his research into what was really going on with humanity. That's where he got these kind of numbers, low 200s for the collective. And he said basically 50% of the United States was full of liars. 50%. People who relied on falsehoods to get through life, jealousy, vengeance, very petty-minded people. 50% of the United States. And that's a good country. There's a lot of places on planet Earth that don't even make the grade. Nightmare backwards places. So if you're pursuing spiritual growth and you're doing your inner work, it's quite likely your calibrated level of consciousness is way above the average Joe in your town. So don't be brought down by the average Joe who doesn't know shit from Shinola, and they really don't. I call them 3D people because they're still locked into the Matrix. Do I look down on them? I avoid them. I avoid them. Because I don't want to be brought down into a 3D conversation about, when's basketball season starting again?